Hey people, Intra-Tier 53 Faction War. This is Kathari Ruins and Tyranids versus Space Marines for the blue Tyranid team. We've got Best Noob with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon but can get specialized melee gear. Alongside Piano, rocking a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist going to infiltrate and disrupt with some powerful offense and a bit of support. There's a Flesh Hook. Poor Scouts. Rounded off the team here, Shoulder Mount with a Hive Tyrant, very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, support and disruption. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse, I shall call it Salvador. Red Space Marines, worst pro, I believe this is Bruce Campbell, rocking a Force Commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. The Ultramarines, everyone's favourite. Alongside here, Torpid, being overrun by some melee stuff with a Techmarine, starts off in ranged combat, can also support his structures and repair, even get into some melee. We've got the Legion of the Damned elite scheme over here. And rounding us off, Dark Riku with an Apothecary, support hero that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. This is the Blood Angels elite scheme with a Death Company Apothecary, because why not? Sprinting after some termagants there. Seems like a good start for the Apothecary, did some work. Tactical Marines are scared off by Hormagaunts and a Hive Tyrant, as you would. We've got some shotguns in here. Maybe we'll have shotguns for everyone by now. No, none of the other players have shotguns. They got pressure on their power from the Lictor Alpha and the Ravener. Toxin sacks up for one of Best Noob's termagants, but we have double Hormagaunts for Piano, so maybe we'll see some anti-melee stuff from this Techmarine. Devastators on the way for Bruce Campbell and some more attacks for Dark Riku. We do have a red VP in the southwest, all contested on this map, which means they can change hands very quickly, and you can see lots of quick triple caps, maybe some faster games than other maps would give you up. Apothecary doing some work here. Look at this, half an XP bar, just killing termagants I think so far, and Hormagaunts. There's a heal on his Tactical Marines, and there's a second squad there. They should be able to deal with the Lictor Alpha. In fact, I think these guys should turn around and start meleeing here. Our Lictor Alpha's out of there anyway. Hive Tyrant turns his attention to the Apothecary himself, and that's a lot of termagants to shoot at you. Toxin sacks on the way for these guys as well, and they can put out some damage against low-level heroes, especially this guy. Only starts with 600 hit points. Tyranids, I think, are going to take that VP back. Red in the mid. And worst pro for Bruce Campbell, whoever it is going to take that northeast VP. Ravener Alpha's dealt with. Speaking of Raveners though, have some up here for Piano and some on the way for Best Noob. I think that's quite vital in this map. It's not easy to maneuver. Quite tight areas, and that suits the Space Marines. They're very good at holding ground. Tyranids want to be a little more fluid, finding gaps, and Raveners can open it up for you with their burrow strikes and that kind of thing. Tunnel up here. Helps you get to the power, I suppose. Devastators here, shooting the crap out of a tunnel, and this Force Commander is very upset with this node. Uh-oh, these guys could be in big trouble. What is Hormagaunts doing though? Took a very strange path. That might save those Devastators. Ravener's getting in there though. Yeah, if those Hormagaunts took a little bit of a better path, or maybe just waited around this area, we would have been able to finish those guys off easily. Meanwhile, towards the mid, double termagants, maybe have to sneak up with some scouts there. Full power bash, I think. Good work from Piano and Best Noob, putting the pressure on. Force Commander did eventually take down that node. But here comes some Raveners. Immediately knocked over. Do the scouts get away? I don't think they are. No, and those guys had shotguns, I believe. Where are the Tactical Marines? They're here. And, uh-oh, they're in trouble. I don't think Bruce Campbell is paying attention to these guys. And Piano is going to tear them apart. They're not going to get away. Big losses there for Bruce Campbell. I'm dead, they say. We have some Assault Marines for Dark Riku. Double tax into Assault Marines, supported by an Apothecary. That could be trouble in Tier 1. Big trouble. Torpid with some Devastators now. Don't see any war gear for the Techmarine. We do have shotguns and a sergeant for the scouts though. Can they get a good grenade in here? They went a bit too close. There's a jump. I think they need to just do some damage here to Space Marines to turn this around a little bit. Double Devastators for Bruce Campbell into some scouts now, trying to recover. Gonna need some support. Ravener Brood with a Burrow Strike, and just kind of moseyed into the back lines, not doing a whole lot. Hormagaunt's getting in there. These are Xenos, I think, yeah. Uh-oh, might have overextended. Is there enough bolter fire there to kill them? There is. So that's one of the Hormagaunts down. Not sure if they had adrenal glands, those guys, but those fellas do. Look at that. Tyranids completely building out that contested power there. Now they're doing some back capping of their own side with shoulder mounts, who also has some Raveners, as you can see. 320 to 456. Players starting to think about their tier 2s. Maybe some dreadnoughts and stuff. Love me some dreadnoughts. Lictor Alpha with the pheromone. That was a shotgun blast, that little explosion you saw, but he was retreating, so it didn't knock him over. Another shotgun blast over there. Shoulder mounts, Hormagaunts, get away though. More Raveners for shoulder mount, that's got to be a mistake. Tier 2 for best noob and piano though. Space Marine is kind of slow going, but they've had some heavy tier 1s, and you can do that against Tyranids because you know you're not going to face an early vehicle. I mean, Tyrant Guard can have vehicle armor when they're in shield wall, but if they're in shield wall, they're not attacking you. You can just kind of ignore them. Raveners, are they going to Burrow Strike onto the devs? And if they do, they're going to eat some... Oh, they get back there, but then retreat. Okay then, I guess they were very, very isolated there. Turret is flankable, as you can see, but you need to get quite deep into enemy territory to do it. Seems like a decent placement over there. Shoulder mount did catch those other Raveners being produced and cancelled it. Went tier 2. Space Marine is looking in control though. Triple cap. 300 to 432. Lictor Alpha is getting into some combat with Devastators. Captures them before they can set up there. And some disruption for the Techmarine. Needs some support though. Is there anything up here to support? Where is the Ravener Alpha? They are off the field. And so is the Lictor now. Just didn't quite have that back up there. And a flank from Dark Riku all the way from the bottom. Tyranids need to cap up down here. That's a capillary tower. Some speed boost and some other little bonuses. 256 to 432. Space Marines already looking like a big immovable object. Worst Pro, also known as Bruce Campbell, potentially has recovered slightly. Get lots of support from Torpid now. It's a good Burrow Strike, knocked over like 3 squads, but nothing there to follow up. They're coming in kind of dribs and drabs and need to all come together. Double Zone Throat's a best move, that's a big deal. And a Tyrant Guard for piano. Lictor Alpha's done well with limited war gear. Used the stealth pretty well. Gets in, does some disruption. Needs a little bit more support when he gets in there though. So Burrow Strike on the devs. Continuing to push is best noob, and here comes a Tyrant Guard. That can really help you push some lines. It's got super heavy infantry armor, so they'll be looking to invest in plasma guns and power weapons and that kind of thing to take it down. Techmarine can get, of course, a very nice plasma gun himself, or a melter gun, which would do some work. Still haven't dealt with this turret. Some spore mines spawned from the pillory tower, doing some stuff too. Tyrant Guard is going after the turret. Should be able to deal with it quite easily. Gets into melee range, and there's another Tyrant Guard here for shoulder mount. They're going to tear apart this turret. Turrets cannot shoot things within a minimum distance, which is, if you're wondering why they're not shooting it, those Tyrant Guard there. Best noob bashing power now. Gets the VP as well, and they are trying to take back this contested power, which the Space Marines had stolen. Razorback on the way for Bruce Campbell. Torpid still not in tier 2. I mean, Tyranids got there in good time, and now they're applying pressure with it. with his tech advantage, because double Tyrant Guard in your face is not easy to deal with when you're still in tier 1 and don't have plasma. Cormagaunt's getting in on the Assault Marines. The Apothecary is right there though. No war gear for this guy. Needs to be focused down a little bit more, I think. Cormagaunt's being dealt with. That is some vengeance rounds coming in. Holy crap. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. Borrow Strike is good. Tyrant Guard getting in there. Has around 90 odd heavy melee DPS, I think, with a 15 damage splash. Not quite as horrifically scary as a Dreadnought, which has like 40 damage splash. And 100 DPS, of course. 191 to 328. Look at it, Tyranid sweeping across the map here, getting a triple and taking this power back. Well done, best noob. And backing off and stays in play. Piano keeps the Tyrant Guard into tier 3 now for Piano and shoulder mount. There's one of those best noob zone thropes. They really hit back hard. Space Marines now coming to the southwest. This is Torpid stuff, sorry. We do have a plasma gun. Help fight those Tyrant Guard. There's no warriors to shoot out though. Decent Borrow Strike. These guys with the enhanced muscle coil, that's why those guys were actually stunned when they got knocked over there. Single cap for the Tyranids. But Space Marines coming back and grabbing the mid without opposition, really. Shouldn't have been that easy. They're really focusing northeast, the Tyranids. Look at this big blob of stuff. You've got some Venom Brood now with ranged Synapse from Best Noob and Piano into tier 3 with a good amount of requisition, and look at that power income. Plus 69 per minute. We're going to have Carnifexes relatively soon. Double plasma guns for Dark Riku on these level 2 tactical marines. Now power bashing. And they may be focusing a bit too much on the northeast here, the Tyranids. They got a power bash, they got the VP. I guess they really want to hold on to this, but here comes a Thunderhammer Force Commander with Artificer and Teleporter, and is going to mess up those Tyranid backlines. Hive Tyrant, do you have any war gear? Nope. Barely any XP too. Hasn't had a good time of it so far, Salvador. 167 to 266. Tyranids now flooding the mid. Plasma Cannon though could get some shots in. Techmarine is persuaded to leave. So are the devs. But Riku and more attacks from Torpid are still here. Lictor Alpha goes down. Assault Marines tanking very well in the mid here. And another jump. And they're away. Okay, so they tried to do some work there, the attacks. Just too much Tyranids there for them to stand. 167 to 257. This is the Tyrant Guard of Piano, and their power is very close to getting a Carnifex on the way. And shoulder mount also. Just needs a little bit of requisition. There's the Carnifex on the way for Piano. Whirlwind here for Bruce Campbell with a Librarian on the way, and Torpid has a Dreadnought. Looks like it's staying in melee for now. Doesn't have the resources to get an Assault Cannon, which might be what they want to go for. But hey, melee Dreadnoughts are still plenty useful. Look at this Raven Alpha now with the Corrosive Devourer. Gives it that anti-vehicle option, corrosive shots. Not sure how long it lasts for, but otherwise it's a very good plasma weapon. What's that? 43 DPS plasma? That's crazy. Smite being thrown in. Don't think it hit very flush over there. Oh, Swarmlord on the way, says shoulder mount. Carnifex is out for Piano. There it is. Get that Barb Strangler, I guess. It's a lot of tax for you to shoot at. Here comes a Dreadnought though. And that would have been a great shot from the Whirlwind, but everything was retreating, so I didn't get knocked over. Dreadnought gets a few hits on the Tyrant Guard, but I think it's going to be okay. Where is that Carnifex? Oh, Piano dropping some units as they try to get away. There it is, and he has gone for the Barb Strangler. Focus VPs says best noob be bashed enough, and that is wise words. Power bashing of their own for the Space Marines. VPs are very even. Going to be evened up, maybe completely here. 167 to 170, and there's the 1-to-1. There's a Barb Strangler shot. Look at the pain. Killed a Marine. Suppresses the other two. Does a whole bunch of damage. We have a multi-melter Dreadnought. Awesome. Was not expecting to be able to see one of these guys. Pretty rare unit, actually, to see. The multi-melter Dreadnought. Powerful ranged weapon from relatively short range. And just as soon as I say that, of course, it gets taken out. Because Venom Brood got into range alongside the Corrosive Devourer of the Raven Alpha. Poor bastard. I wanted to see some multi-melter action. Whirlwind doing some destructive stuff. Did he have any... I don't see any Raveners up here, but they can get shots in, of course, with the Barb Strangler. Can't disrupt the Carnifex. That was a nasty shot on those devs. I think they're going to retake the northeast, and they still have the mid. This is shoulder mount stuff. Piano now down to 3 units. The Raveners, some Termagants, and of course the Carnifex been very effective already. Gonna shrug off the plasma. We do have a melter bomb though. Decent shot right there. And a burrow strike, and here comes a Swarmlord. Super unit for Tyranids. Very effective in melee combat. There's the Blade Flurry. Wow. Huge amounts of damage to these leveled up Marines. And it can provide a really nice synapse to your stuff. A speed synapse and a reinforcement synapse. Last cannon getting shots in. There's the Kathari tower. I thought they were going to be overrun, but they are doing some work here. Bruce Campbell's recovered very well after those early losses. 103 to 170. Piano not that far away from getting another big ass alien out in tier 3. Salvador. Still not leveled, and no war gear for this guy. What level is the Lictor Alpha? Almost level 3. And almost halfway through level 3 for the Ravener. Going for the regenerate armor. Makes him pretty tanky with some huge health regen. Piano tried to jump. That didn't quite work out maybe. Got that deadly jump now. Double cap for the Tyranids. It's very close. Space Marines hitting back. I might be able to get some VPs here. No tier 3s for the Space Marine players yet. They have done some effective bashing, the Tyranids, especially at the top. Best Noob and Piano locking that power down quite well. This is at the bottom. Swarmlord. Very slow. Might have been hit by a melter bomb or something. Or maybe the last cannon. The last cannon is there. And Veil of Time is on it. Torpid with a Signum, Melter Gun, and Refractor Field. Techmarine, there is the marked target. Las Cannon's getting shots. This could be the end of the Swarmlord, because that Melter Gun is going to chase. You see there, he's putting his Techmarine in melee stance to make sure he chases and shoots. And the Swarmlord goes down. Was way overextended there. I mean, I can always say something's overextended when it ends up going down. But, yeah, generally, don't push your big stuff that far forward, I think. If it can't retreat, you've got to be very careful with it. Another Carnifex on the way for Piano. Lictor Alpha mixing it up. But, yeah, without a melee weapon upgrade, it's not a huge threat, but it still has the disruption and tying things up, of course. Focus on the Devastators, I believe, is the way to go with your Lictor Alpha here. Carnifex trying to get away. The Librarian is tying it up so it can't shoot the scary Barb Strangler. Space Marines starting to ascend and be quite scary now. You have another Carnifex or Piano though. This one's going to go down. That was a last cannon shot. Yeah, the Space Marine Death Ball has kind of crept up on us because there's no tier 3. But this is just painful. Some losses for the Tyranids, but they still have decent armies on the field. And they have a VP lead. It's very close. Tier 3 for Torpid. Does have huge amounts of red, so we could see a nuke immediately to stop a cap or something. There's the second Carnifex from Piano, also with a Barbed Strangler. Getting very close before firing. Good special attack. Hit by a Plasma Cannon. Spawn Mines birth out of the Carnifex, do some work. And another detonation there, well done. Burrow Strike now. And a Brood Nest going up in a very strange place from shoulder mount. Easily shot at. Should be a bit further back. Ouch. Carnifex get a melee attack? Nope. Here comes a whole bunch of Space Marines. Best Noob asking for a Brood Nest at the top. Well, they're going to have to wait because now it's on cooldown. Doing well though is Best Noob. Still has his double zone throats. They're capping the VP. They've still got that contested power in the northeast corner as well. And mid is still blue. There's the double. Not for long. Scouts with Angels of Death on them. Global ability of the Apothecary, able to get that decap. Now it's a single, and Piano has left this Carnifex in play for way too long here. Current guard of shoulder mount doing some work in the back lines. Oh, there's an orbital from Torpid. And that was painful. That was really painful. All of a sudden, Piano and shoulder mount have barely anything on the field. Carnifex goes down. And that could be GG. So 1-to-1 cap. Space Marines have a huge army advantage now. Huge army advantage. Piano and shoulder mount just overextended a few times at the end there. Not being careful enough with their big stuff. Zone throats could mess up these Devastators pretty badly. Boom. Almost took them out. Piano not too pleased in the chat for some reason. Looks like shoulder mount messed something up. I think he messed up the Tyrant Guard charge or something. Didn't tie up that las cannon quickly enough. Maybe that's why Piano kept that Carnifex in there, because they thought the las cannon was going to be dealt with. There's a GG. And indeed it was a GG. Look how close that is. Triple cap now for the Space Marines. And they are going to win at the end. And there you have it. Oh, an awesome game. Raven Alpha was level 4. Had a level 3 Lictor Alpha. Did stay relevant with the deadly jump. You often see the Lictor Alpha kind of fade late game. Hive Tyrant though had a tough time. Didn't really see him mess things up, did we? Had no war gear, I don't think. Force Corner level 3 with a Thunderhammer in mid-swing here. Ready to wreck some Tyranids. And a level 6 Techmarine, very solid in the mid. Torpid and the Apothecary. Level 7. Was pretty aggressive early on. Was actually getting a Sanguine Chainsword at the end there. Not often you see that so late. And a Dreadnought was on the way. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for taking part. And for Impregnable, of course, for making all these faction wars happen. And I'll see you next time.